Welcome to Behind the Spotlight. I'm your host, Crystal Lampett. Thank you so much for joining us. I think rock fans are going to be very excited to see our next guest. We have Paralandra all the way from Springfield in the studio. Welcome, guys.
Hello. Thanks for having us.
So you guys just dropped a new EP, which is very big news for you.
Yeah.
It's called Ascension.
Yeah.
And we're going to be hearing some of your newest songs, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
So tell me what we're kicking it off with.
We're going to play Back to Life. It's our first single from the EP.
Perfect. Take it away, Paralandra. That was Back to Life by Paralandra, and I want to hear a little bit more about the inspiration behind this song because it's got some interesting lyrics.
Yeah, thank you. I actually wrote the song about my own personal relationship with God, how, you know, he's always there for us, even whenever we're running away. And so in a lot of the lyrics, I'm talking about, you know, like, I'm slipping out, I'm falling in, but only when it suits me. So it's like, you know, I'll do all these things or whatever, be in a rock band or like drink or party or whatever on the weekends. And I know that it's probably not something that I should be doing, but I know that he's still there for me, even whenever I screw up. So
there are many different versions of that. And
yeah.
You can be so many, you can be a different person.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
You can be many different, you can have many different ideas and do different things and still be accepted. Yeah. And I was wondering, because when I was listening to it, I was like, who is she talking about? And so that kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And I like it.
Yeah, and it's actually kind of cool because it started out as being called Worlds Apart, and it had a different chorus. And so it was just kind of like about being in two different worlds, yet he was still right there beside me always. We ended up changing the chorus in the studio, but kind of still kept it in the same vein. So that's
what I appreciate about it too is that other people can apply their own meaning to it. So,
absolutely.
So if other people might have somebody else or another figure that means that to them. And that's, I think, what music is about.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, you want people to apply their own meaning.
Yeah.
And can I just say, one thing I really love about you guys so far is that I hear your music and then I see your personalities, and you're not like a dark bunch.
No. We just pretend. We just dress that way. Yeah.
I mean, you come in here, because I remember thinking that too, because today when I was picking out something to wear, I was like, okay, well, I got like a rock band in, I should like totally try to look fun. And I was like, I'll wear black, so I wore black.
Yeah.
I mean, are your fans ever surprised to see that you guys are actually really cheerful and fun and funny?
Yeah, actually, I don't know why it's surprising, because it's just me. Like, I don't expect anything else. But yeah, I think people definitely get that idea about us when they see our pictures or hear our songs or whatever. But
what's one of the most surprising things that a fan has said to you guys?
Oh my
said
gosh.
About you guys?
I have no clue, guys. Ideas.
One time a fan said after we were done playing that if he was in the hospital on his deathbed that he would want me there.
Yeah, that was
and
surprising.
I had never met him before.
Wow.
Yeah.
That he would want you there personally.
Yes.
To be there for him.
Yes.
That's kind of a really
I don't
big
think
compliment.
he never even introduced himself. I don't know the guy's name.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird, but it's also a compliment.
Yeah, totally.
It's also kind of cool.
It was odd because
It was very odd.
yeah, someone came up and was like, "Hey," they came backstage and said, "Someone really wants to meet your bass player." I mean, desperately, and I was like, there's another groupie. I was expecting some girl was back there, with something for him to sign. And it's this huge dude, and I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
And then he
definitely not a
lays
groupie.
that on.
that is a true fan. Well, I appreciate you guys so much for being here. We will have more with Paralandra after this. Don't go anywhere.
When you see you're gonna know your place is never without me. Never without
Welcome back to Behind the Spotlight. So we've just been kind of telling stories about crazy fan experiences.
Yeah.
Tell me about the strands of hair.
Yeah, so there's this girl that was at one of our shows. It was probably like 2.5 years ago or something like that. And she's actually really awesome, like great friend of the family, like love her to pieces. But yeah, at one of our shows, she like collected a couple pieces of my hair and one of my guitar picks and put it in a Ziploc baggie. It's crazy though. It goes further than this.
Oh boy, there's more.
Yeah.
Okay.
That night, she was actually in a really terrible motorcycle accident, was not wearing a helmet. She could have died, like all this horrible stuff.
Wow.
But in the hospital, like she couldn't remember anything or anybody's names or whatever, but they brought in that baggie and she remembered me.
What?
She saw the pieces of hair and the guitar pick and was like, Cassandra? And yeah, so that was kind of crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So did her memory come back?
Yeah, she's like 100% great now.
Incredible.
But yeah, sort of crazy.
That is amazing. Wow, I'm like still processing this.
I know.
Like, so, and then she probably remembered everybody else.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And I do want to point out before I forget, you two are father and daughter.
We are.
Which I think is such a cool dynamic. Have you had any just amazing experiences from a father and daughter standpoint, on the road, as a band? I mean, what do you love about being able to work together like this?
I just love that we're kind of an example and role models, because I get a lot of people saying, I have a horrible relationship with my parents or with my dad or whatever, and it just kind of inspires them to like pick that up and realize how important it is. You probably have more stories than me.
Do you ever
You're
have
the
to be
dad.
a disciplinarian?
No, I kind of try to be band guy and dad guy and
Sure.
kind of
Separate it, yeah.
But yeah, I get the same thing. I get a lot of dads that talk to me and tell me how they're inspired and everything. And I usually just say, it's just like you get out of kids what you invest in them, and invest your time, invest your resources, love on them, and you know, you'll get good things. And me and Cassandra, we get along really well.
I
And,
see that. I see
Yeah.
the dynamic on stage. I mean, you guys play and you have fun. And what an unexpected gift to be able to be an example, you know, to be a role model and,
Yeah.
and to be able to touch people's lives in that way. And I know that you guys have a lot of Paulisms, which is something that I appreciate because I was thinking like maybe there are dad jokes, you know, because my dad tells all sorts of corny jokes and they're ridiculous and we all laugh.
I wish they were.
Give me a good example of like, you know, I know there was the audition process. Nick, was it when you were joining? Or no, when Sawyer.
Yeah.
So when Sawyer was joining, tell us about that audition process.
Okay, Paul, are you okay with this? I want to ask your permission.
Well, you obviously know I'm not.
Okay, so
got
I'm going to
the mic.
bypass that. And so my first day auditioning with the band, Paul is showing me a bunch of songs before everybody shows up, and then we play together as a band, and we get through the first one, and I felt like I did pretty well. And then Paul's getting out the second one. He's like, all right, you ready to suck on something now? And we were like, whoa.
So because you rocked
Hold
the first
on.
song,
It was
Yeah.
the
he's
worst.
like,
It was taken in the wrong context, for
are
sure.
you ready to suck like
Let's-
poorly?
Yes, I was like,
Back up a second. I think I missed something.
this is going to be a really difficult song coming up. That's the point. And instead, Sawyer's like, well, guys, it's been real. And he's just started.
Thanks for the opportunity,
yeah.
but I don't think this is going to
I
work.
didn't know it was this kind of family band. Yeah.
This has become like a very incestuous cast.
I know you guys are close, but
But you got past that.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Got
we
past
still
it.
bring it up all the time.
That's the funny story now because now you've been on the road for how long? How long have you guys been together as a band?
Well, Paralandra has existed for 5 years this month.
Okay.
And Sawyer's been part of the band for
Like-
2.5.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So you're brand new.
Practically.
Is there any hazing, any sort of initiation that goes on?
I feel like-
I feel like that was probably
That
it.
was pretty
Maybe that was it. Like,
Let's just hope that's the end of it. Yeah.
But that's funny because you're just like, I get it. I do that all the time where I'm saying something totally innocent and then you realize all the different ways
Oh my
that
God.
somebody else
Yeah.
could take it.
Those are my dadisms.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't get away
Dadisms.
from them.
He doesn't
Oh my
make the
gosh.
corny dad jokes. That's
No.
not, yeah, he doesn't do that stuff.
But it's just more like an accidental,
Just-
hilarious story now.
the innocence.
The innocent, so innocent.
Yeah.
Please
Paul
remember
is
that.
so innocent. Even though
Yes.
he's probably the oldest and wisest here, he's just the most.
If I could get
Yeah.
one thing through, I'm the most innocent.
It's
Yes.
true. It's
Really?
true. Without a
It
doubt.
really is.
Without a doubt.
I like it. So tell me about this newest album that you guys have been working on. I know that you do a lot of the writing.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it similar to your earlier albums? Is it different? What was the inspiration behind it?
Sure. So this is definitely different from anything that we've done in the past, and mainly just because we finally paired up with a producer that really got the artistic
Exciting.
vision.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
He understood, and it was so great.
And
Finally,
this is a producer
yeah.
who's worked with some pretty big artists.
Yeah,
right?
he's done like Asking Alexandria, Born of Osiris. I think he did Of Mice and Men. So a lot of like really great bands, and bands that we were kind of like going for that sound, you know, sort of thing.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's very different in that way, and I'm super happy with the way that it came out. It's like the first recording that I've actually listened to.
Yeah.
All of our other stuff, I hate listening to our music.
Really?
Yeah, but this is our first like group of songs that I've actually really enjoyed just putting on repeat and like listening to. I listened to the whole EP in the shower yesterday, you know. Like,
Yeah, it's nice when
Yeah.
you're proud of your own work. And one
Yeah.
thing that I know, you're kind of purists in this way where you don't have any back tracks.
Correct.
You're not backing any of your tracks. So why do you feel like that's important?
we just like to give a raw, real performance always. We don't do any of the tricks, you know, we just want people to come see us and to see that we're creating the sound with our hands and with our voices and, you know, with sticks and whatever.
Yeah.
Like everything is happening live always. So we're just really proud of that. And yeah, we just like to do it naturally, I guess.
And you've been taking this show on the road. How many cities do you think you've been to by now?
A lot.
I mean, you've been on the road for a while.
Yeah.
Do you have a particular city or place that it was very memorable for you to perform at?
Yeah, a few actually.
I know you did South by Southwest.
Yes.
Which is pretty
Awesome.
amazing.
Yeah, that was really cool. I was gonna say, right after South by Southwest, we played in Laredo, Texas.
Okay.
And that was one of the most fun shows ever. It's like right on the Mexico border. And they were just like tons of people just like out there to party. And I mean, ever since we played there, they've been like begging us to come back. We haven't been able to, but I mean, they were so much fun.
Kind of an unexpected place.
Yeah.
Where you're like, I have no idea what.
Because honestly, like, it was a hole in the wall. It was next to
Yeah.
a Burlington coat factory. We showed up and we were like, I don't
there's a
know.
line.
I don't know about this, but I mean, it was
game's
one of the
right
best
down the
shows
road,
that we've
too.
had. It was great.
That's awesome. I am curious to know, with life on the road, because sometimes it's crazy and wild, what has been like a really crazy or cool experience? Like, what's just the wildest thing that's happened to you guys on the road? It can be a funny story, or it can be, I just feel like you've got them. I'm looking at you like there's stories here.
There was the tractor tire that randomly appeared in our trailer. That was interesting.
a mysterious tractor tire.
I don't understand. Like, I'm still trying to figure it out. But yeah, we were just loading out one night from a show, open up the trailer, and there's a tractor
Enormous.
tire.
Barely fit in there.
I think it time traveled, honestly. I don't know.
Like,
how
I
it
don't
got
know
in
where
there.
they even got it.
It went through a portal and into our trailer.
Yeah.
Impossible.
So what'd you do with it?
I mean, we just
it
rolled
out?
it out. Like, left it. What are we going to do with a tractor tire?
Left it for the next band.
Yeah. I don't know.
I guess I don't know. Yeah.
I still am trying to understand what
Yeah.
that was all about.
Who knows?
And then
I don't know.
So, but you guys go way back too, right? Nick, you and
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and Cassandra.
We went to high school together. We ran
And-
on the track team and
both on the track team.
track stars, I guess.
They were track stars.
We
No
went to state
kidding,
together
really?
a couple years. Yeah.
Yeah.
She set her
Went to
school's
state
high
every
jump
year.
record, and
Yeah.
yeah.
I was the cross country and track guy, and she was the jumper. So
Yeah.
That's amazing. So, do you feel like that camaraderie has sort of followed you all these years? I mean, I know you have obviously been around forever with raising Cassandra. Were you guys sort of friends back in the day too, and then you just reunited, or was this like a long time coming? Like, how did you all finally decide to come together? As a
Honestly,
band?
I mean, we didn't talk in high school.
we knew each other. I don't know.
Oh, really? Were you like
we were
the,
best
were,
of
were you
friends,
the cool
but
girl, and
we
were you
we
like
hung
the?
out. No.
Cassandra was totally a mean girl.
I was so great.
I always just-
Oh,
Flipping
I always
that
just did
hair
my
around.
own thing, and that was fine with me. But I mean, we were friends, but we didn't even know that. I mean, that we were, or she didn't know that I was as musical as I was.
Yeah.
I knew
really?
that she played guitar and stuff, but fast forward like 4 years later, that was when we kind of figured it out that, hey, you want to join my band?
Yeah.
Because I was going to college, and it was the last week I was getting ready to graduate.
I was actually playing in a cover band, and we opened for this benefit show that Sheryl Crow was playing, and it was at his college. And so while
wow.
when I was done performing, I like saw him down at the track and was like, hey, and
Hey.
found out he was a drummer. I'm like, we should jam, man. So
She said it just like that.
yeah.
Well, isn't it funny how things just all kind of lined up and worked out for you guys?
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys coming in so much. We do have one more song coming up. Don't go anywhere. I'm like trying to. Welcome back to Behind the Spotlight. We do have one more song from Paralandra, and it's called Killer Queen. Do you want to give us a brief overview about the song?
Song is really angry.
'Kay.
And it's about just kind of one of those relationships I was in where kind of wanted to kick a guy in the butt. So
You know what? We're ending it on a high note, on an angry note. This is Killer Queen by Paralandra. Take it away, guys.
Listen up, boy, you better listen well. I got a couple things I'd like to say. You probably don't care, but baby, nor do I. I'm gonna give it to you anyway. I got some words that you never heard to you. I can spit you out, drive you insane. don't you waste my time. I'm an all or nothing kind of girl. I won't just stand around and wait in line. So shoot me straight before I tell the